everyone. I thought it was time that I did a picture from a different book by Johanna Basford. I've done lots and lots from Rooms of Wonder. There are still lots of pictures in there that I'd like to do with you, but I thought I would choose one from Lost Ocean just for something different. So we've got this page with all these sharks on, and I thought we could have a go at doing one per video and have a little shark series. I thought it might be fun. Now I've just I've put a piece of paper behind the page so there's no transfer, and because this is quite near the front I've put a copy of World of Flowers underneath so I've got something to lean on. It just for me makes it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to come in and a little bit closer and we can do this first one for today. Now I've got my Polychromos. I'm always so unsure which pencils to use, but I just grabbed my Polychromos today. And I thought we could do, I haven't really thought about what we can do actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to make a start, and I'm going to do this shark in the main shark first and then all the details after. So I'm going to start with colouring his body, and I'm going to do him in a grey. I'm going to use warm grey 5 and just, let's move him, swim along a bit there, Sharky. I'm just going to do a layer of the warm grey 5, and then I might bring in some slightly darker greys to some areas too. So I'm going to try and keep it fairly even if I can, and just see how I get on really. And I might just leave it as one even layer, or I might make some bits a little bit darker, but I'll see how it looks. I'm staying quite open-minded about this page. I can't remember how I did, I think I can actually, in my other version of this book, because I have finished one copy of Lost Ocean. There is a flip through somewhere on my channel. If you go onto my main channel page, the sort of home page of my channel as it were, and there's a search there function, and if you put Lost Ocean flip through, you'll find you'll probably find a flip through of a Lost Ocean that has got no colouring in it, you know, like a new one, but you should also find a completed one as well. So it's a bit of an old video, so it's got a old camera, poor lighting, etc., but you'll still be able to see all the pages. And I have a feeling that I did one of my first pastel backgrounds on one half of the page, and I think the other half of the page I might have done drawn in a few things, well traced, not drawn, but I can't really remember now. But this one I haven't really thought about whether I'm even going to do a background or not, because I'm thinking I'm sort of just thinking about doing each shark really. I haven't thought about backgrounds, and if I do it would just be a pastel, nothing too difficult. So we'll see anyway. This is taking quite a long time. It's quite fiddly around all these little bits, and I think actually I might have been better colouring these first, but I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do any extra on the background. I'm just going to get this layer down and then do all the details, and then have a think about whether I want to add anything else to the background. Oof, I'm just moving my foot around, it's a bit sore. I think I told the story in yesterday's video. My shoe was rubbing my foot on the back of my heel. It's a bit sore this morning still. I put a plaster on it because I thought if I go out I might forget. So I put one on after my shower this morning so that I've got one on already as a nice cushion. I found a nice thick plaster which will be a nice cushion, and made sure the socks that I found didn't have a hole in, so they provide some cushioning too. But it's quite slippy out apparently, my husband just warned me. There's still a bit of snow and ice on the ground, but it's very wet, so it's like wet on top of black ice. So but I think once we get out of our street it's safe, but I may or may not go out anyway. I'll just see. I'm waiting for an appointment, so if that comes through then I'll go out, otherwise I may not. We'll see how the day pans out really. I know the family could do with some milk and bread and cheese. Milk and cheese and butter, I mean, from the supermarket, but they can manage. They'll just have to ration it a bit. It's annoyed me a little bit. My husband got petrol yesterday. Maybe he got it on his way into work, but he didn't think to grab some milk. Maybe it was on his way in. Then it wouldn't have been any good, would it, by the end of the day? But actually, he wasn't in work yesterday. It was the day before he was in, and he got petrol, so I don't know. Missed a bit there. So there's our basic background. You can use any grey, any colour, in fact. I had thought about blues, but I might do each shark a different, slightly different colour. I may not. I really haven't decided. Now, we have these things here. Now, I'm never quite sure how to colour them. And I sort of think, are they sort of coral? And if they are, what on earth colour is coral? I always think it's pink, but maybe it's not. I quite fancy today doing it in oranges, so that's what I'm going to do. I just don't know. I'm shrugging here to myself, you can't see. I think I'm going to start with quite a dark, start with this colour. Oops, I can't get it out. It is the Terracotta, and then we'll do some other orange, more, oh, my pencil's running away, did you hear it? More conventional oranges, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this Terracotta for the sort of edge bits, the lines, like here. And I'm going to, I don't know whether to leave a little gap to make it look, no, I think I'm going to actually just block it in quite hard, so it really sort of defines the object, like that. So I'm really just not doing anything too special. Like that, and I'm thinking maybe those bits as well. And then we can do all of them the same, really. I mean, I'm not sure that they would all be the same colour, but I don't really know enough about them. Actually, my son was revising something about coral. Is it coral? I think so. For his geology. I'm sure it was coral, and he was saying there are two types, and one type they sort of all work, they're independent, and another type where they work together. So it was interesting. But he wants me to test him on all his geology revision. So I'm learning about all types of fossils and sea creatures at the minute, and things like that. It's actually quite interesting, I have to say. He seems to know it quite well, which is really good. There's a few things he didn't know, so hopefully he'll get them into his head as I talk through it with him. But he's got a few weeks until his mock, but I think it'll be fine. And it's only a mock. I keep sort of trying to remind them that, you know, it's very unlikely that it'll count. Last time they did exams, their mocks counted towards their final marks, but this time they shouldn't do. It's we're in a different situation now with exams. They should be running as normal. So hopefully, yeah, last time their mocks and their exams counted. It made it a very stressful time for them. But this time they know their mocks won't count, so they're more relaxed about it. And they've only got 1 or 2 papers per subject. I think my one boy's only got 1. My other boy's got 2 for one of his subjects. So, right, we're going to use the dark cadmium orange, it's our really bright orange now. And I'm going to use it for the sort of main areas inside these circles. So, oh, excuse me, what I'm going to try to do is fade it out towards the outside. And because they're all facing different directions, they're all going to be slightly different. So just a bit less as we come to there. So the bit that's furthest away from the edge will be the darkest, where I just layer it up a bit more. Because these areas are quite small, you may not really see. See, I'm going to leave that bit and I'll do that a different colour. So there will be a third colour. There's some of these. Oh, sirens going outside. We often hear them here. We're very close to the hospital, and we've got traffic lights just up on the main road, a crossroads, which leads to the hospital. So I think often they put them on to just warn people that they're coming through. So it can sound a lot more dramatic than it is really, which is good. Let's do that section. So I had an itch on by my eye. Itch. There we go. Just fade it out to the edge. It's fun doing a different book for a change. Of Johanna's. It's a long time since I coloured in this book. And I also found a picture in Ivy and a picture in World of Flowers that I might do as well. But it all takes time to record and to do. But they'll come at some point. But as I say, there's lots of rooms of wonder that I want to do as well. So it's just fitting it all in really. And Rooms of Wonder I want to finish before September, but that's okay. I can record some things and then in advance sort of thing, you know, and finish the book and still have videos. That's what I did with Worlds of Wonder. I think I did a completed book flip through before you'd seen all my videos. There's a lot more in Rooms of Wonder that would work as a video. I'm just going to grab that terracotta, just do that bit in there. There we go. Because there's the page with the dressing table items, there's things in bottles, there's all the separate lost property items. What else is there? There's lots of pages that I've been thinking about doing in videos. So yeah, a lot to keep me busy. And obviously I've got other books as well. It's nice to have a lot of choice though. Oops, I don't want to do that one, I want to do the outside bit. I've been trying to, I've forgotten this morning, every day I have a look and see whether the new Morgan O'Brien book is coming out. I mean, by the time this video goes out, there's a chance it's come out. I keep having a little look. This is the Cadmium Orange. I'm sorry, it's always terrible at showing up under my light. And I'm just going to do the rest of these sections. I'm going to try and make it a little bit more intense near the base, but they're so small. And I want to make sure it shows up, so I'm not sure it'll really, you'll really see it. We've got sort of grasses and reeds to go. Now I'm going to pick a green that I think goes with orange. Which will be fun. There's, I think these sort of olivey greens go well. Right, so there is our corally bit. Looks quite fluorescent, that one orange, doesn't it? Anyway, that's nothing wrong with that. Now for our greens, I think I'm going to use this one. This No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm going to use the permanent green olive for the main grassy strands, if that makes sense, and then use maybe the earth green yellowish for the leafy bits. You'll see what I mean. So here is a grassy strand, so I'm going to try and make it darker at the bottom, a little bit lighter as we go up. Now here, this is the grassy strand here, and it comes out there, so that bit there should be grey. So I'm just going to fill that in with my warm grey 5 that we were using before. There we go. And this sort of grassy bit in the middle of here I'm also going to do here. I'm going to try and fade it as I go up a little bit. It's quite a long one, so you should be able to hopefully see that it's faded a bit. It's really thin though, isn't it? But I'm just working a few more layers at the bottom compared with the top. I was looking through this book for pages to do. There aren't many pages with smaller items. There is a page with loads and loads of single fish, or one with loads and loads of single shells, but I think I might get a bit samey. But I guess I could do a few of them or something. Not sure. If there's any ones you want me to do, I often ask if there's any pictures you want me to do from any books. Let me know. I may not have those books, but if I do, I can have a go. I know some people send me books and I'm never sure whether there are particular pictures from those books they'd like me to do. So always ask. Right, that's that bit. Now, yes, I'm going to pick the earth green yellowish to do the leaves. We've only got them on here, there's nothing to do down there. And I'm going to try and make it a little darker near the stem and fade it out towards the edge of this little leafy bit. And then, yeah, that should work out okay. Again, it might be a little bit tricky to see, it being such a small area. But keep persevering. And we're sort of nearly there, and I'm thinking about the actual shark, and I'm going to put a little bit more colour on him. Well, a little bit more grey, not colour. But we'll put. I was thinking I might use this the dark sepia, and I thought I might make him a little bit darker at the bottom, thinking that he might be a bit darker down there where there might be more shadow. And it's not, I'm not going to make the detailing bits darker because I think it's too much work and tricky. But I'm just thinking if I make this a little bit darker, I'm trying to sort of fade it up a bit as best I can, like that. And then this fin a bit darker. I'm not pressing too hard on my pencil. This is quite a dark colour. I don't want masses of colour down here, just a little bit. Now you could put a dark line around these details to make it look like there's some sort of shadowing going on. Should put a bit on here, I think so. Just a little bit. Right, and now I'm going to go back to my, oops, if I can get hold of it, the warm grey 5, and just put another layer down really, just to tidy it up, make sure I've gone all the way to the edges and that sort of thing. Now the eye is an interesting one. We could, I'm not sure whether to just leave it, whether to put a bit of cut. I don't really want to put any colour in it. I could put a white dot in it to make it look shiny. Or I could just leave it. I think I might just leave it. And the same with the teeth, because although we've got no background, they would be white. So I think I'm just going to leave those. I'm just sort of really blending in that sepia. Don't necessarily need to go over every bit again. But I'm just going to have a stop and a look and I think, see if we put a little bit of darker along the top, he'll look a bit more three-dimensional. So I might do that. I'm going to grab my sepia again, my dark sepia, and here. Just sort of fading it down a little bit all the way along, and then up on the top of the tail here. Don't want to do too much or else it will all be dark. Oh, I can hear a magpie outside squawking. Squawk, squawk. I don't know if you can hear him. It's quite loud. I'm just going to try and blend that a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. There he is. I think I am going to leave him there though. I'm happy with him like that. As I say, you could put a dark outline all the way around the edge of the plants and things, and it would make them look like they're standing out from our shark a little bit. But I don't know whether I want it to look like it's actually part of him, which is how I've coloured it, or you could do it as if they're sort of stuck on, which is a different option. So there he is. So as I say, I'll be working through the page. I'm hoping that I can get all 8 done so that members will have access to all of the videos in one go as a little thank you for being a member. But non-members will get them just as separate videos, so you don't ever miss out. But that is me. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.